on Court TV.
He's made it very clear that he's not going to honor the judgment, and in our view, therefore, not going to be punished. And we think this is a way to take from him the very thing that we think he prizes most, and that's, if you would, his ego, his opportunity to use his celebrity.
Okay, Mark, the good client, actually. The attorney will do it. You know, Mikey will eat it. Okay, Fred Goldman basically is clear that this guy is not going to cough up money. The tapes could be an interesting way to take his ego, to take his celebrityhood and try and make money off those tapes. Have you made the pitch yet to Fred?
Yeah, we've approached him with it. We haven't had really any discussions about it, but we have made contact. The point here, though, is they're sitting on a judgment that is for all intents and purposes, worthless. $33.5 million. They haven't collected anything in the past 7 years.
You don't believe it's worthless, or you wouldn't be offering the trade. Well, it may be worthless to Fred right now, but why is it a value to you?
Well, it's a value for a few reasons. One, well, and the reason that my client wanted to come out and we discussed this, and that's why we're here today, is because a lot of things have been said in the media that my client's making millions of dollars off these videotapes. It was actually the New York Post that said the tapes are worth in excess of $4 million. Norman brought up about the Paris Hilton sort of concept.
Okay, fine, but he's willing to trade whatever they're worth. Whatever they're worth, he's willing to give them to Fred in exchange for what you're calling a worthless $33.5 million judgment. And I agree, I don't think it's worthless. It may take a lot of work to find some money.
Well, there's a couple things. One, you know, my client did spend 5 years with O.J. Simpson, so he may know things that may assist him in collecting on that judgment. However, even if he doesn't collect on that judgment, by doing this trade, this assignment of the copyright in the video for the assignment of the judgment, my client will also keep the transcripts of that. He can also...
He can write a book.
He can write a book, and he can do a lot of things. So, and even Yale Glanner, O.J. Simpson's attorney, has called Norman Pardo a super promoter. He can make things happen out of nothing. So there's ancillary value to that judgment, which includes its promotional value, its value for books, in addition to the value
the transcripts of the videotapes are valuable. The judgment, at least you're arguing it's worthless, but you and I both know nonsense. No. You think it has a separate value, and your client dodged a little bit. Let me ask the questions here. Your client dodged a little bit, but he seemed to suggest there's money out there to be found. Now maybe he can go to O.J. and go, buddy, let me tell you, I put some tapes away that could kill you, literally, and I want you to pay up on that judgment. So there's sort of a legal blackmail that's possible. But there's also, did he ever find assets that maybe O.J.'s got offshore? Does he know about things that you could then go after legally because of his 5 years with O.J.?
I don't know anything specific related to that, and certainly I haven't discussed that with my client. My client believes there is ancillary value to that judgment besides the cash value of the judgment. Again, using it as a promotional tool.
Do you think he can collect on the cash value?
I believe he could be more aggressive on collecting on the cash value of the judgment.
Which means
certainly.
You're going to tell him it's valuable to pay you to chase it. There is money out there to be had.
Yeah, there's money out there to be had. However, I believe the value, not O.J., I don't believe, honestly, has enough money to pay on that judgment, but using that judgment to promote other things, and certainly a book that my client intends to do after spending 5 years with O.J. No, he doesn't. But at this point, the Goldmans are accusing my client of making money, and it's even been said in the media, oh, maybe he's shipping it offshore and getting it back to O.J., and he hasn't sold one video yet. Today, JudgeOJ.com was the first day it went live. You can actually pre-order the videos. Today was the first day. He hasn't sold one video. So that just hasn't happened. So a lot of things are untrue in the media. So to allay those concerns, it's fine. To the Goldmans, they want two things. One, they want to inflict pain on O.J.
Right.
Fred Goldman said that. And two, they want to collect on the judgment. Here's an opportunity to do both. If the tapes are that valuable, take them. And no, there isn't any blackmailing of O.J. with tapes that he has, because he's going to give every single tape he has on O.J. to the Goldman family.
Okay. But he may have information that he gleaned that's not necessarily on tape.
Oh, absolutely. That's entirely possible.
Okay, so it's lovely to paint your guy as a really good guy. He's going to give it to Goldman because he doesn't want people saying bad things like he's out selling tapes. But Mr. Super Promoter, and I think he's pretty smart. If he's got five years of tapes on him, then do what you want to do with them. But I would suggest that you see some value in that piece of paper, in that judgment, and you think you can collect some, if not all, of the $33.5 million.
Well,
yes or no?
To recoup money based on the judgment and or its ancillary value, yes, but certainly not $33.5 million. There's no way.
You don't think that piece of paper is worthless?
It's worthless to the Goldmans, and so is their lawsuit for the right of publicity against O.J. They're not going to win that suit, and certainly that doesn't affect my client whatsoever, because everybody's described it as a property
I'm
right.
going to ask my question to you one more time, because you heard it. To you, to your client, that piece of paper is not worthless. Forget
it's
the
not
Goldmans.
worthless. To my client's not worthless. To the Goldmans, it is worthless.
Okay. I'm not trying to have the bidding war with the Goldmans.
No, it's absolutely worth something. Otherwise, he wouldn't offer this.
I don't know that that's a bad trade for them.
Yeah,
it's
a win-win situation.
If they can go out and sell those tapes, and you take the paper and you chase him, and only if you promise to come back and tell us when you got the goods.
Oh, absolutely. You'll be the first.
Okay, Norman Pardo and Marc Beginin. Good luck, gentlemen. All right, coming up next, his killing spree terrorized New York in the 70s. Now the son of Sam